coming out of Eastern Oregon, damn near Idaho. You're listening to the Double Talkin' with Dog Bite Harris Show.
Welcome everybody to Double Talkin' with Dog by Harris. I'm Dog by Harris. On this episode, I've got Jimmy Swope, man. We talk about a number of different things. We talk about his time spent with Blue Balls Deluxe, the great late Gene Lee Wilcox, and some of the history of touring around with that band. We talk about his upcoming albums, music he's got on the back burner, and we also talk about Farmageddon. We reminisce about that and talk about some good things. Kind of talk about how we just talk about a lot of things. It's a great conversation, man. And speaking of late great people, my late great brother in arms, Owen Mays, always spoke very highly of Jimmy Swope, one of his favorite people in the world. And this was the first time I got the privilege of actually talking to Jimmy, and it was a great conversation. I'm sure there'll be more to come. Can't wait to meet up with him down the line. We're going to play some new songs from Jimmy Swope for you. We're going to start out with How. This is one of the songs he's talked about. It was recorded with Andy Gibson down in Nashville. We'll roll into the interview. We'll roll into the interview after that. But first, you motherfuckers know what time it is. It's time to hear from $2 Elvis about his ventures and his side hustles. So, first $2 Elvis, then we play How by Jimmy Swope, and then we play, then we go in the interview. So yeah, peace.
Howdy, my name is $2 Elvis. I'm the owner-operator of King of the Road VIP Chauffeur Service. That's the tour guide service where you take a tour of Nashville with me, the King.
Well, look out now, I'm cruising around town. You wanna see the city, I'll take you around. Hop on in my baby blue sedan, but don't get jealous of my hundreds of fans. I'll show you the sights and all the bright lights. You say, Elvis, take the wheel. Elvis, take the wheel. Elvis, $2 Elvis, take the wheel.
All you gotta do, baby, is go to www.2elvis.com. Select your date, put down that deposit, and you got a date with me, the King.
Elvis, $2 Elvis, take the wheel. Being told that there's something more than this. The wonder tale that they left out is exactly what this is. Well, it filled my head with Jesus, but it didn't take so well. The heaven they were trying to sell me sounded more like hell. Yeah, sounding more like hell. Well, they tried to sell me on America, but I know what I've seen. Its cities crumble to the ground while they tell us that we're free. Well, the men with all the answers say the things they paid to see, while we set aside all common sense and look the other way. Yeah, but there's still a time to pick guitars and play old country tunes, and drink strong tea from mason jars and howl about the moon. sitting around the fire, pass that old six-string around. And as we watch the sun come up, we have one more round. Let's have another round. Go on and have another round. It seems like someone's always trying to get you on their side. But if you listen close, you might recognize the line where they're telling you that it's your fight and you have to choose or die. But either way, it's the same damn thing. You're always on the losing side. But there's still a time to pick guitars, play old country tunes, and drink corn liquor from a mason jar, and holler about the moon. Yeah, sing around the fire, pass that old banjo around. And as we watch the sun come up, we have another round. Yeah, let's all get together now and revel in the sun. Well, nothing lasts forever, so we can make this moment one. We can hold on till tomorrow, one that always makes us smile. In this house we built of memories that won't fade away with time. Won't fade away with time. Won't fade away with time.
Alrighty, folks, with me on the Zoom, I got Jimmy Swope. What's up, buddy?
What's up, man? How you been?
Not too bad. It's good to see you. Good to meet you finally, even if it is over Zoom.
Right?
Good brother Owen Mays always spoke very highly of you.
You will.
So yeah, I always felt like we should meet at some point in time, man. And so one thing I've always kind of been confused about, and I'm not sure if this is true or not, but were you in Blue Ball Deluxe?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
were? All right, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were. What a fucking amazingly underrated band that was.
Yeah, they were great, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
I came in at the end right before Gene died, and then we carried on. And I had played a couple shows with him before that, but and the plan was I was actually in Louisiana, and I moved back. I was going to move up here and join the band, and see if we could make a go of it. And they were doing pretty good at the time anyway. And then Gene died, and so I was already here, so we just kept going for another like 2 years. But I never recorded anything with him. I mean, we recorded, but nothing was ever released. So.
Huh. Yeah. I was just wondering. I'd heard different things. I heard somebody say that you like just knew Gene Lee Wilcox, but yeah, I always wanted to know what the real story behind that was, if you were with him or not. That must have been did you guys tour a lot?
Blue Balls, no, not really. And neither did they when it was just Gene. They played around DC and Baltimore a lot. I mean, we were, kind of like the go-to opener for, stuff of our ilk. So we got to open for a ton of people, but we didn't really tour. No.
Who'd you guys open for?
Shit, man, fucking everybody. I mean, everybody like with Gene I mean, you name it, some kind of roots, somebody, they did it, man. Like, you know.
Yeah, I was gonna say I heard they influenced drive-by truckers quite a bit, but I don't know if that's true either.
Well, if they did, it's probably more through me and my time because we did a lot of shows with the drive-by truckers during that time, back in like 98, 99.
Okay.
So
Early trucker days.
2000 and after that a little bit too, but
Yeah. But man, those guys are fucking great too, man.
oh yeah, they've come a long way since then.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah. Yeah, I bet that's kind of surreal. How many, like, what do you say, like, what were the crowds like back then? How many people you think you guys were playing to when you were doing that kind of stuff?
Well, if it was around DC or, you know, someplace that was a hometown, you know, great. But actually, my friend Rodney and I did 2 tours with them. Not as, this was in Blue Balls, this was as the Glenmont Popes. But we did 2 tours with them, I guess, in 99 and 2000 or 2000, I guess. And at that point, I mean, they had already been touring 300 days a year for a few years. And, but they were still, you know, you get in the hinterland or shit, even, you know, Louisville or someplace like that, or just any place, man. It was slim pickings. It was still slim. It wasn't until really, the rock opera came out that busted kind of things loose for them. So, but they were still doing it the hard way back then.
Yeah.
Which was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I imagine it probably was. Yeah. Even if as hard as those times can be, it's still always fun, you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, that's cool, man. Yeah. I always wanted to pick your brain on that because I'd always heard. And then,
yeah, I'm sorry I can't do better on the specifics like the openers, but I mean, you know, we opened for Shane McGowan. We opened for Scott's a couple times. We opened for the Waco Brothers. We opened for shit, I don't know, just go on and on and on, man. Like anybody that was doing that kind of stuff back then, we probably opened, you know, especially if it was at 9:30 or someplace like that.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah. Well, that's cool though, man. It's sad that, you know, more wasn't able to come of that band because they're so fucking good, man.
It's true.
Me and Owen probably listened to, I can't remember which album it was, but I don't know. I think he just had a bunch of the random songs on his phone and we listened to that stuff through like our whole tour. It was like all we listened to was fucking Time Will Tell was always the one I wanted to like. I'd always have him play it like on fucking repeat. It was Time Will Tell.
When Owen and I did our little tour together, I had a couple tapes that one of Gene's girlfriends would give me. It was just like him on an acoustic guitar writing some of that stuff. And I played him all that shit, and you know, and just Gene on there, just drunk and just making it, you know, saying all kinds of crazy shit. It was hilarious, man. He loved shit.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So, but you just sent me a few songs too, man, and those are really good tracks, dude. What are you plan on doing with those?
Well, you know, I don't know. I'm probably just gonna do the Bandcamp thing. I don't know what else to do, really. I'm not much for or good at shopping myself around. I wouldn't start, honestly. Even after all this time, I'm still not real good at that. So, you know, I probably just do the Bandcamp thing just to get it out of my face, you know, so I can do something else. I mean, I've been sitting on these tracks now the record's been done for 3 years at least, and it took me 2 years to make it. So, you know, I'm kind of tired of these songs. So I kind of want to get them moving, you know. And I mean, I've got at least another record and a half ready to go anyway, you know.
Yeah.
Like I want to go record some more stuff. So
who'd you record those with?
I did that. I did all that stuff in Nashville with Andy Gibson, and also in Pittsburgh. My buddy up there helped finish it all out. I did a bunch of guitar tracks up there and stuff. And the one song we did that whole thing there.
Well, cool, man. I thought some of that shit sounded familiar. I just haven't heard Andy on anything for a minute, man. So
Yeah.
I kind of thought Andy was pumping the brakes, but I guess if it was 2 or 3 years ago, that's probably about the time I stopped hearing about people recording with him. But I don't know if he
That was
just
his last project.
was it.
I think so, because like in the middle of it, his computer broke down and he had to like run out in the middle of the night and go buy another computer, like used computer somewhere so we could kind of finish it up. And he was pretty frustrated with just the whole situation. I mean, it's expensive to keep going, and you know, it's expensive to do that. And he didn't,
Fuck yeah.
he didn't charge an arm and a leg. So
No, he was always really good at charging people, you know. I think when he first started and, you know, 357 string band and all those guys, Gallows went down and recorded with him. I think like the average price was like $1,500 to $2,500, you know, which is a steal. Really?
Yeah. The first record he did, I think he did it for 1,500. And I mean, he played the shit on it. And I mean, you know, you couldn't have gotten a better deal. I mean, shit.
No. Yeah, those tracks are really good. That's funny too, because I was like, he's kind of got a style about him, and I was like, this sounds familiar. So that explains a lot, especially with the pedal steel on there. I should have known it was Andy on there.
No, he had a lot to do with how that record sounded, for sure. Well,
yeah, it's good to. I'm glad I got a chance to hear it though, man, because I kind of was wondering what was up with him, you know, because even Bob Wayne hasn't really been going to him. So I knew if Bob wasn't going to him, like he probably was just kind of done. So I'm really glad that I got a chance to hear like one of his last projects, and it's good too, man. I was really stoked to hear it, man. And I liked your first, well, I don't know, the first album that I heard that you did through Farmageddon. I like that one a lot too, but this one, I don't know, man. I think this one put you on a whole new playing field, really.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that.
I mean, it just sounded so much, I don't know, just so crisp, you know. The one that you did before that, it sounded, I don't know, it sounded good, but just I guess not as good a quality sound wise as the one that you just sent me.
The first one, you mean?
Yeah. But for me, man, I'm not about,
I think we're talking about, I think I got confused a little bit, or we got confused. Andy did the first record and this record. He did both of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
But the first one is more Andy. The second one, I think I had a lot more to do with the second one than the first one in terms of how it came out.
Well, the second one sounds a little better, I think, to be honest. Mainly, man, I don't know. It just sounds like a lot brighter, a lot crisper, man. But I mean, I'm not really a sound snob anyways. Like I'm more of a song guy, you know, for me, like I could listen to somebody play like a song on this recorded on a phone as long as the song's good, you know? So, but yeah, I don't know. It's just good, man. Good stuff.
Well, the first record, you know, I did all the tracks and everything I was going to play on, and basically left it with Andy for a while, and he sent me the finished thing. Like, and the second one, he did most of the basic tracks, and then I finished it. So that's the difference between the two. And I got to, you know, in Pittsburgh, I got to tinker a lot more than, you know, I did the first time around. So that made it different, I think. Do
you dabble in that a bit, or just like mastering and stuff? No,
not at all. But I can, you know, I know what I want it to sound like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I know what I want to hear. So I got to trust that that's what maybe somebody else wants to hear.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're the one that has to live with it, really. Right. You know, so I get that. You got to have somebody that's willing to work with you and what you want, or else what the fuck, you know?
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, fuck, man. Yeah, it turned out really, really good, man. I'm excited to hear it.
Well, I'll have to send some more of it to you. I just want to get you a couple tracks for, you know, these purposes.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and I should have asked, but I put one on my other podcast today just to play, but I should have asked permission before I did that, I guess. But I figured you were okay with it since you sent them to me.
No, it's cool. Yeah, it's totally cool.
Especially since, I mean, it's weird. So are you going to release it as an album or just singles?
Yeah, I think I'm going to release it as an album.
Okay, cool. I think you should, man. It's all kind of flows together like that a bit, you know, like kind of listen to it at random, but it does sound like it's all should be on one piece, you know?
Yeah, it's all of a piece. I think the last song is, you know, it was done differently. So if anything, it's a little like out of sync, but it's kind of cool too. So I'm leaving it in there.
Yeah, usually there's a song or two on
my new songs. You know, it's like that record is still stuff that was, you know, kind of in the can from before. And that last song is kind of part of the new stuff, but it's okay because if it transitions to the new stuff, that works too. You know?
Huh. Yeah, I mean, and I don't know. That's I guess that's just how it goes sometimes, really. You know.
Yeah. It's just timing.
Yeah, and then it's always good to have some leftovers after you're done recording, anyways, because like you never know when you're gonna hit a writer's block or something and need something for later. You know.
Well, I wanted to even add another one because actually on my last trip up to Pittsburgh to finish this thing up, I had this freaking song idea, man. I was driving through the mountains and I just pulled over and I wrote a song. But there just wasn't time or budget to fucking add another song, or there'd be yet another song on this record. So that'll be the first one on the next one, I guess.
Right on. So where are you based out of now?
Hagerstown, Maryland.
Maryland?
About 60 miles west of both DC and Baltimore.
Okay, cool. Yeah, for some reason I thought you were out of North Carolina, but I don't know why though.
Nope.
No.
I go down there and hang out a good bit, but I don't. I'm from here.
Okay. Where was Blue Ball Deluxe from?
Northern Virginia.
Northern Virginia.
Yep.
JB Beverly was really big on those guys. That would probably make sense as to how I wonder if he was like going to shows back in the earlier days.
Well, I don't think JB ever actually saw the band or, you know, met Gene, either one of those things.
Oh, really?
As far as I know. You might say different, man.
All right. Yeah, maybe. I actually, once we get off here, I want to tell you about a story that I once heard about you at Donnie Weimer's music festival, but we'll save that for when we're done.
We'll save that one. I have no idea where you're going, but yeah.
It just reminded me of kind of the Gladys thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, well, you know, the first rule of Gladys.
But yeah, so you got another one in the can. Are you getting, so where are you planning on recording that one out?
Well, it's going to be a lot more stripped down, I think. More acoustic, more dobro, more banjo, more shit like that. And so I just did one song on Dwayne Mark's tribute thing. And,
okay.
I recorded that with my buddy down in Baltimore. So I think I'm going to go down there and do some tracks and see how that works out.
Okay. Well, cool. Yeah, I'll be interested to hear that one too. Yeah, those ones you sent me, yeah, it was pretty bright with a lot of electric stuff in there, man. It was really cool though.
Yeah, I like the electric. I mean, but you know, to do the full band thing, it's just, you know,
fucking hard.
I can't do it again. I can't do that right now. So
yeah, no,
Baltimore's closer. I can do what I can do.
No shit. Well, yeah, and like nobody else in Nashville charges Andy Gibson prices. So Andy's not doing it. You probably hard to afford it.
I was talking to one guy down there about, you know, a kind of a price, all-in price for like 10 songs, and he gave me a price of $2,500, which I thought was great for Nashville. I mean, he's got, you know, I don't want to mention any names, but you know, he's got a studio and bands, and you know, he does regular stuff. So,
cool,
but
man.
Still, that's $2,500 to start. You know, that's
yeah.
I don't have it right.
Me either, man. Me fucking either. Yeah, it's hard to record these days. Well, I can't imagine though, like how hard it was back in the day to record. Like it's probably a bitch to fucking record back in the day when you couldn't just do it in somebody's home studio all the time, you know?
No, no, it used to be a major thing. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, the money was, you know, the money was different, but it was still significant. I mean, you know.
yeah. What was studio time cost back then, you think?
Well, it just depends. I mean, anywhere, you know, depends on when you're talking about, but like, I mean, in the 80s through the 90s, it was anywhere from low end 25 to, you know, 150 an hour in the DC area to record, you know, decent place.
Yeah.
But we did a lot of stuff. My first band did our stuff at Danzig and Terra's, and he was always $25 an hour. And he was $25 an hour 15 years later when we did stuff there. So we just went with that.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, and that was probably like in an actual legit like studio though, right?
Well, when we first started going down to Don's, which was in the early 80s, he was still in his basement. I don't know if you're familiar with Inner Ear, but they're, you know, that's where all the DC punk stuff was recorded, most of it.
That makes sense. Yeah.
And all that stuff. So he was still in his basement, and then he moved to a better studio in time. And yeah, that was a legit studio. But he was, you know, he was pretty legit then. He had a pretty nice setup in his basement.
Yeah.
You know, had to worry kids
I imagine it's
down.
harder to access then, though, you know, all the equipment to get a home studio was probably a bit harder to access.
Well, and I don't know what Don's story was prior to that. I mean, he was a little bit an older guy, and you know, he was definitely like just a gearhead. So I assume he had some kind of a tech job somewhere at some point, and then, you know, slowly transitioned to just recording.
Yeah, that's how a lot of those guys do it, or like yeah, like you said, start out in live sound too, and just build their way into something.
Well, nowadays that whole system is kind of shot, man. I mean, you know, unless you've got like, you can either have a $2,000 in your house and do a pretty good job, or you're going to the, you know, $2 million studio for big bucks, man. So
yeah,
not really much of an in between.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I'm so fucking deaf, I can barely tell the difference in any of it, though.
Well, that's helpful. That's helpful. You just trust.
You just trust. Yeah. Well, cool, man. So how was your little run with Owen? You guys get into any trouble?
Not really getting any trouble. It was just a lot of laughs, man, and just a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Where'd you guys go? I forgot. I remember seeing you guys.
We ran around the Midwest. We ran around Wisconsin, and then we went down to do Crooked Smile, and, you know, we went up to Chicago and Milwaukee, I think, and, you know, a couple other little spots. We were only out for a couple of weeks, man, but it was a blast. I'll never forget.
Yeah, he's fucking fun to tour with, man. He by then he'd had a little bit of clout when we went out. Fuck, dude, we didn't have shit. Nobody liked us. Nobody knew who we were. My van, like the van I had was just fucking blowing tires like fucking crazy. Fuck, it was a mess. We almost threw in the towel like 4 different times. But
and it was cool in Wisconsin. Like every place we went, he was like the king, you know. Everybody knew him. It was awesome. It was fun. It was a blast.
Picked up quite a bit of steam there towards the end, man, and it was good to see, because, you know, he changed a lot too, man, for the better. You know, when we first started kind of coming up through the ranks together, he could be like a real miserable son of a bitch sometimes, you know, just like fucking pissed off at the drop of a hat, you know. And towards the end there, man, he was really finding out how to be happy, you know. It made me really happy to see that, you know. He just was loving doing what he was doing, and just grateful that he was able to do it, and kind of dropped a lot of the beefs and the the shit that was making him so angry, you know, and
He did.
he became a lot different, you know. It was good to see, man. He'd really I don't know, I think he'd kind of channeled his inner James Honeycutt, is what we'd always used to kind of joke about, you know.
Yeah.
But-
Well, that helps. That helps, man. That helps. Yeah, I almost had him talked into making up with Darren there towards the end. I think that would have happened eventually, but
yeah, that's a guy. I don't know, that was a whole weird thing there, but I was around for that whole thing too, you know. Like, actually that tour we were on was where the whole him and Darren beef kind of started to happen, you know, and I could see Darren's side of it for sure, you know. But yeah, it is what it is.
yeah, I mean, I heard the stories, but you know, me and Darren are cool, man. We always have been. He's one of the few people in my life in music that's always been in my corner. So I you know,
Yeah.
not
Yeah, I don't know. He's got apparently, I don't know. I think he's got a problem with me, which is weird to me because I kind of came out to bat for him when Owen died, and I thought, like, I don't know. So I don't know what his problem is with me, but if I ever get a chance to talk to him, I'll ask him straight to his face, you know. But
and you should, and I'm sure it'd be just fine because you know
he might just do it. I think too, and maybe I'm personalizing it a little bit too much, you know, because of how things were at that time, you know.
no, that's understandable.
But
everybody was on edge. There's a lot going on, you know, especially on the internet, for fuck's sake. And
yeah, and I think he got rid of a lot of people. So, like, maybe I was just in that, you know, part of the, I guess, the casualty of war, you know, if you will. But I know there's so many fucking people that were fucking so pissed when Owen died, and then like they were like, oh well, fucking Darren's gonna do something for him at Farm Fest and blah blah blah. And I was like, dude, look, like, dude, he's between a rock and a hard place, man. Like, he's got a bunch of people that are coming to his festival that have no idea about this beef or give a shit, you know, and they want him to do something to honor him, you know. So, like, I mean, what's he supposed to do? Like, he can either tell those people, no, I'm not going to do it, and then he looks like an asshole, or he can go ahead and do it, and then he's going to piss off people that are holding on to this shit, you know. So,
well, you know, I don't remember if Darren personally got up on stage or, you know, anything like that. I don't remember that he did neither, but I know lots of people toasted Owen on the stage that weekend, you know, including me. So, I mean, he wasn't forgotten, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't remember ever talking really to anybody that weekend about any of that bullshit. Honestly, that just wasn't like a thing. So.
Yeah, that sucked because I had to fucking miss his funeral because Ruckus and the Boonies was the same weekend as his funeral. But yeah, I remember hearing about all that shit, you know. But I kind of went to bat for him, and then after that, he kind of just ghosted me. So I was like, huh, that's weird, you know. But like I said, I think he ghosted a lot of people, so I'm not taking it too personal. I was kind of pissed about it at first because I was like, you know, there's some people that were fucking mad at me about that, you know, and we're really like, oh, fuck you, you don't have Owen's back and shit. And I'm like, dude, Owen's dead. This shit should die with it, you know. It's just dumb.
Yeah. Well, like I said, and you probably will meet sometime, but you know, I'm sure you get along just fine and everything would be, you know.
Oh, probably. Yeah. You know, like I said, I don't really have any ill feelings towards him. And anybody who asked me too, because, you know, there's a few people that I think he kind of did wrong, probably unintentionally, you know, for sure, but it's still regardless. But, I mean, anybody asked me, like, he never did anything wrong by me, you know? So, I never really did too much through him. I was on the label for him and I got the tattoo on my forearm, but I never put anything out with him besides the song I did for the compilation for Uriah and that other dude. But
right.
But yeah,
I was on that too, I believe.
Yeah.
I think I was on that too. Well, you know, you might get a chance to fucking meet him this summer, and me too, because I'm supposed to be, and I don't know even how hush hush this is, but we're doing some kind of kind of like under the radar weed festival fucking party out there. And you're
right on.
good. Yeah. I'll keep you posted, man.
Fuck yeah, man. Me and Honeycutt were talking about going out there to Montana this fall to do some things. So I imagine because him and Honeycutt are still pretty close, we probably see him then. And I think Honeycutt kind of wants me and him to hatch it out and talk too.
Yeah.
And I'm
I
not.
think it's a good idea.
I'm just trying, too. I've been just in general, just trying to be a nicer, better person. So I'm all about conquering old things and putting them aside, Plus,
Right.
I did Ruckus in the Boonies and did Ruckus in the Records. So I got a bird's eye view on a much smaller scale of the stresses that guy had to deal with,
Oh shit, yeah, man.
And
you couldn't pay me to take that shit on. That's craziness. I can't
Yeah.
believe you do.
yeah, it's a much, much smaller scale and it's taxing, man. It's hard. And at the end of the day, you're always going to piss somebody off,
Right.
And,
Oh yeah.
and it grew. I think it grew too fast for him, man, too. If it would have grew a little slower, he probably would have been a bit more successful. He just got overwhelmed, I think.
No, that's absolutely part of the situation. I mean, it got too big, too fast, and
My buddy-
it's people pulling on him from different directions.
Mhm. My buddy Felix Thursday called it out the gate because he's an old punker from California. And he's like, man, anytime I've seen anything grow this fast, it doesn't make it too much further than this because usually it explodes on itself before it can go any further. Everything that's successful usually grows within time because you have more time to figure things out and figure out how to work things the right way,
Yep.
So,
Well, especially when you're talking about like large amounts of money and large amounts of debt for, this and that and the other. I mean, you can get in over your head like real fucking fast.
oh fuck, man! And people don't understand the kind of money it costs to put on that shit.
It's serious bucks, man. Especially if you're a bunch of guys like us that work for a living. So
yeah, porta potties and fucking security, fencing, bullshit. Everything there costs.
Oh yeah.
And if you cut corners, it's gonna fuck you in the ass. So. It's it's just is what it is. But I got a bird's eye view of what he was dealing with. I think and got a little bit more respect for him. For a few years there, I think some of us were kind of bitter, like because we kind of watched it grow and then fall, and I think a lot of the blame of that got put onto him. We kind of just felt like the wrong engineer of the train, or like somebody picked the wrong engineer of the train, but. I think it was destined to be what it is anyways, really,
Probably. Hey man, nothing lasts forever.
Exactly. And
not festivals, bars and things.
And I look back now,
man, scenes don't last,
Yeah, exactly. And that's you want me to be completely honest, I think that's what killed it more than anything was the scene itself, It didn't want to grow past a certain point. You'd get people were so like entitled to the point where it was like some of the fans of the shows were almost as like I almost felt like they should be almost as relevant as the music itself,
Yeah.
And felt like their opinion should matter, and they get kind of tough with new fucking fans of it. It's like they're so territorial, I guess.
Dude, the Facebook shit back then when Farm was happening was just
it's
crazy. It's just
stupid.
every day some new drama, man. Like
yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah, and it's hard not to get involved in it,
yeah, it's hard. It was.
But at the end of the day, I look back at it, I'm so grateful I got to be a part of that in a little way. It's like I saw 357 String Band when Jake was still in the band. I saw so many fucking great bands. It'll be really hard to ever find something that can compete with that time of my life, really. It was just such a special time with just the music, man. It was so cool at first until all that, like you just said, the Facebook shit kind of ruined a lot of it, but it was so fucking cool until then, man.
Yeah, it was a cool scene, definitely. But it's a magic moment, and magic moments aren't meant to last. And I mean, it sounds a little goofy, but it's the truth,
Yeah, it is. That's 100% true, man. But yeah. Oh, Eric from Owen's band told me that you got him and Darren to bury the hatchet too.
Yeah. Yep. Jimmy the Peacemaker with a little help from James Honeycutt.
Yeah.
James Honeycutt was on that too.
Was he?
Hell yeah, man.
Good, man. It needs to happen. But yeah, that'd be cool, man. Let me know. Fuck, if I'll try to make it out. You can peacemake us too. Which I mean, I'm not really unpeaceful about it, to be honest. But I do kind of want to talk to him.
Right on, yeah, man. That'd be fucking cool. See ya. I don't even know where exactly it is in relation to you or any of that yet. So I guess we'll find out.
Right on. Cool, man.
Oregon's a big state, so not really sure about that.
Oh,
still be 500 miles away.
Yeah, probably. All the good shit's on the other side of the state, but yeah. There's not a lot of that stuff around here that grows good,
Right.
But because I'm in the dry side. I mean, you can, but I don't know. It's real hot. And dry.
Yeah, you on the west part?
I'm on the eastern side. Yeah.
I think this is the west, pretty sure. But
yeah, that's usually where it's at. Oh,
not
shit.
quite sure where. Semi-secret location, I'm sure.
Well, cool. Yeah, I thought it was in Montana, man. So that's even better though, because I was willing to travel to Montana for that shit. But
well, I went out to Montana this year for just to go fishing and hang out and shit. And we started talking, and he's got a bunch of friends out there that are big fans, and they want to do some shit. And so I'm going out next year. He's like, "Hey, man, instead of going to Montana, let's just go out here and do this." I'm like, "Okay, that sounds good." Make a video, and maybe we're talking about maybe doing a single or something on his label. If that's his top secret too, I guess it's just out of the bag. But maybe.
Yeah, that's how I feel about a lot of things these days. Maybe.
Right?
Maybe.
Well, anytime it comes to, any of my records getting done, it's just a huge maybe. It's more likely than not going to happen. So kind of gotten used to that.
Yeah, I hear you there, man. I hear you there. Shit, for me, man, it's just trying to find fucking the time to write songs and shit these days, man. So
yeah, staying busy.
Yeah, and I don't know, man. Like when I get busy, I don't like process well. I got to be kind of in lazy mode to write songs. But yeah, so I've been struggling with songwriting myself lately. But I'm kind of going through some shit now, so I've got a few more. I'm getting ready to put something out here, probably whenever. At least it's a thought now. It's a logical thought to.
I keep churning them out. I'm not quite sure why, but they keep coming.
Well, good, man. As long as
right here drinking, like so.
What do you do when you're not playing music? You got a real job?
No, not really. I got I do like freelance construction stuff down in DC. So I work with a couple of realtors. And when they get something they need done, they call me. And I have a maintenance job I do that's like a couple days a week. So that's like my regular gig. But it's all down in the city. So, I drive down there a couple times a week, and that's about it for me. Shit, I'm 60 years old, man. The least I can do, the better off I am.
Oh shit, you look pretty good for 60, buddy. I wouldn't have guessed you were 60.
Yeah, be 61 before too long.
Jesus. Yeah, you don't look too bad, buddy.
It's the whiskey. Keep me young.
It's the whiskey. Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed it. Wouldn't have guessed it. Well, shit, man. So do you have when you're going to put that up on Bandcamp?
That's a good question. I've been going through the thought process of just deciding to do it, and that takes a while. that takes 3 to 8 months. So I'm probably at the 2 month stage right now. So no, I don't know if I'm going to do it, and I'm more leaning towards doing it probably, relatively soon. Maybe by this summer. I got to put artwork together for it first. That's about some sort.
Who did the artwork on that first album of yours, man? I really liked that. I was looking at it the other day when we started talking. I went and checked out some of the old stuff, and that artwork was really cool.
My buddy Scott Ritten did that. He did a cover for my old punk band in the '80s too. He was a good friend. He passed away a couple of years ago. I would have had to do the next one too if he would have been here. But yeah.
Do you have any idea who you're gonna have to do the next one?
I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know what I want to do now. So I haven't really thought that one through. I had a concept and I've kind of changed my mind about it. So
art's weird, man. It's almost like art for me is one of the things I had to like let go of control of the most, like, because like how you imagine something coming out, it's probably not going to come out the way you imagine it,
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
I think as far as digital artwork goes, like for t-shirt design and stuff, like Owen was one that clicked with me the most. I think it's just us being so tight. Like I could tell him an idea and he'd get really fucking close to it,
Yeah.
Like how I pictured it.
Stuff,
but yeah, he was, dude, I still really have problems like finding graphic designers since he's passed on, man. Like that can really sync up with me like he did,
Yeah.
And every time I think I find one, then something happens where I'm like, ugh. I end up with a design that I really don't like, but I have to like suck it up and just go with it because I don't want to hurt somebody's feelings, Plus right. It's kind of like at the same time, just because I don't like it doesn't mean everybody else won't. It's kind of like songs you write. Like some of the songs that I've written that I dislike the most are ones that people like the most, It always seems to work that way. I'm like, fuck, I don't want to play this song, like.
Yeah. I mean, I have the same thing, but opposite. I think the ones that are the coolest are the ones that people are just like, meh.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. But yeah, the artwork thing is, it's, having fucking awesome. I mean, I know if I just gave him like just the basic, outline of a concept, he'd come back with something just, great. And plus, I just like that it was just a, thing that had always been with me. And, so I don't care about it as much now. I'm thinking maybe just a photo or something. Hell, I don't know.
That seems to be real popular these days, actually, just a good photo. Like I kind of like it too, because it's like, it's kind of old school, like the 80s. A lot of that stuff, like the new artwork for albums reminds me of like old 80s vinyl covers. So
yeah.
You might not be off, too far off with something there, It's pretty popular these days too.
Right. I mean, I really would love to, have a complete concept for vinyl production, in my back pocket, just in case I hit the lottery, but I really don't have that right now. So
yeah, man. And that's,
all sorts of shit, but
CDs don't sell for shit anymore, man.
No. And, I had an offer to do, CDs on this, and I didn't see the point. I'm not touring, so where am I going to sell the fucking things? Nobody's it's just dumb.
Exactly.
I can sell vinyl online all day long, but I can't do that with CDs. So
yeah, I mean, and the good thing is with the wait for vinyl's longer, but the price is a bit cheaper now than it used to be because there's more of a demand for it. But it's like a year wait in some places, man.
Right.
So, but yeah, I'm with you, man. That's kind of why I pulled the plug on Ruckus. Is like, I'm like, I can't afford to do vinyl for all these guys, but like these CDs are just fucking sitting here, They sell 100 fucking CDs, maybe, and that's it. And
there's probably could have been vinyl sales, instead.
Yeah.
Or at least half.
Yeah. So
Potentially so. Yeah, I mean, they're great if you're touring. It's nice to have out there on your table. It's something that's relatively inexpensive. Somebody can buy to get your music, but yeah, that's about the only real use for them I see.
Yeah, and most of the time I feel like they just get thrown into like on a shelf or something. Anyways, they're usually people are buying the shit to help you out. Anyways,
Right. That's what I do with them.
Yeah.
huge shelf over there. So.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of shit that's unopened too. I was thinking about that the other day. Yeah.
Well, everything's already online anyway, for the most part. So why do you need it?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much, man. It's so easy to get your shit up on Spotify. It just sucks that they really kind of rip you off, I guess,
Yeah, I think I made. I got a check for like $45, I think, which covered about the last, I don't know, 3 years or something, like maybe more than that. For all of my digital stuff, not just Spotify. So yeah, it's not.
Yeah, I pay like $20 a year, and I make like $15 a year I pay $20 a year to have it on there, and then I make like $15 a year. Most of that comes from like people actually buying the track on iTunes. It's not like because if I was waiting around for like Spotify to bring me the money in, I would be waiting for fucking years, because you get like 1/8 of a penny or some shit for every time somebody plays one of your tracks. But I guess if you really think about it, like, I mean, to me, I'm like, having somebody listen to my song is probably not worth much more than 1/8 of a penny, I guess. Maybe like 1 penny, I guess would make me a little happier, but.
True enough. Yeah, I mean, I can't overvalue the, listening to one of my songs, on Spotify. Yeah, that probably isn't worth a whole lot.
Yeah, but yeah, even bands like bigger bands are having problems with figuring out how to make money off their music. They all got a tour, just like everybody else now.
You're Adele.
Uh-huh.
You gotta be Adele.
Adele.
Making money on Spotify.
Yeah. Or a podcaster, you'd be Joe Rogan.
Apparently Neil Young wasn't making enough. He got the hell out of there.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Well, shit, you got a website or anything, man?
I do, but I haven't updated it in years.
Yeah.
Pretty lame.
That's all right, man.
JimmySwope.com, but it remains to be updated since about, I don't know, 2017.
Well, I guess they can listen to the songs on my podcast then until you put it out.
The first record's on Spotify.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's on a bunch of digital shit. I don't even know it all. Rusty Knuckles handles that, so.
Oh, okay. That's why I thought you were out of North Carolina. That's dumb. I think everybody that's on Rusty Knuckles is from North Carolina, apparently.
Anybody is.
Yeah, I forgot that you were incorporated with them. Now I remember, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've talked about doing the record too, but again, it's just, and I don't blame anybody, just the money's just not there for it, man. It's a big ask. So.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, they're good people too, though. I like Ralph.
Yep, they're all good folks.
Yeah, Ralph and all those guys.
I think they've got piles of vinyl and CDs sitting around too. So.
Yeah. When I shut down Ruckus, I just gave it to the artist. I was like, whatever, we're cool. Just take the rest of them, because whatever, it's just fucking shit that I have to deal with later. And you guys can sell them, There wasn't a lot anyways, but yeah. So you're talking about coming out here. Are you going to plan on doing any like touring when you drop this at all, or it's kind of home base?
We'll see how it goes. Might hit a couple things, but I don't know yet. See what happens.
I got
probably
you.
only get out there for maybe 10 days or something like that. So it's probably time to do something. But then again, got to get from Montana and Oregon. That might involve some hijinks and some time wasting.
Yeah. Oh shit. All right, buddy. Well, I think that's all I got, man. You got anything else you want to add?
No, that's it, man. I'm doing buddy.
All right, cool. Well, stay on the line for just a second. I'm going to end the recording.
Right on, man.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Such a great show. Be sure to go check out our past episodes. Be sure to share this one around. If you're interested in having your music played on any of my podcasts or interested in being interviewed yourself, if you know somebody who you'd like to see on here, let me know as well. You can do that by going to any of the social media pages and just sending me a message, or you can send me an email to dogwaterradio@gmail.com, all lowercase letters, nothing fancy, just dogwaterradio@gmail.com. Thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. I appreciate all you guys. Appreciate Jimmy Swope for coming on. What a great interview that was. And we're going to send you out with Lost by Jimmy Swope. Another song recorded by Andy Gibson down there in Nashville, Tennessee, right before he decided to quit recording. Alrighty.
Bad times often seem to start as good times, but the good times for me were always bad. Kinda like a gambler who never wanted nothing, and I numbed my mind so I didn't care. I got lost along the wrong side of the white line. Didn't care that I was going nowhere fast. Didn't see the future, and I had no way of knowing that the future pays the price for the past. Like drinking with the boys out on the Paradise Church Road, driving fast and listening to the radio. Felt kinda like, well, we might just live forever. And you know I wasn't quite 16 years old. And I got lost along the wrong side of the white line, getting drunk and driving that Nova fast. Well, I saw that state trooper in my rearview mirror. I fired up a smoke and hit the gas. Hit the gas. Suicidal. I swerved out the hill and I caught air, where two of us were dead on arrival, and that big old oak tree, he's still standing there.